Beautiful. Thanks so much. Hello, everybody. And I'm Tom Sosnoff, and I'm broadcasting from Chicago. I have a little, put my picture up there live in the upper right-hand corner of the platform that you're looking at right now. You can see Tony, myself, and Vanetta. We do the morning show on Tastytrade together. We also do last call in the afternoon, and we also do first call on Sunday nights at 5 o'clock. And then down at the bottom, I just put the live stream so you can see this coming to you from Chicago, from wherever you are or wherever you are. And welcome aboard. I have about 29 or 30 minutes to spend with you, so I'm going to pack the time with as much content as I can give you in a short span. The market's just closed today, so we've got plenty of stuff to talk about. We're going to have some fun. To give you a brief little background, and I also should tell you that we are answering questions on the YouTube chat. And so if you have anything, Scott and Chris, Scott's the co-founder, and he's the CEO of Tastyworks. And also, I think Chris and Ryan are on as well. So we have plenty of people answering chats, and they're happy to answer any question. Nothing's off limits with us. And just to give you a little background on Tastytrade before we get started. So I'm the co-CEO of Tastytrade, and one of the things that we do is we try to, we've been trying now for 9 years to kind of change the world of finance to make it much more quantitative, more statistical, more math-oriented, and to talk about finance in a little bit different terms. We're not technical, we're not fundamental, we are silly and funny, and we are math geeks. And we try to introduce or at least introduce people to a new brand of what we call financial engagement. So Tastytrade was created 9 years ago by a whole slew of characters that originally started back in, Scott and I started together back in the late 80s. And we started Thinkorswim in 1999. We built it. We were the founders. We built Thinkorswim. We changed the world of financial technology. That was kind of our goal. Make options commonplace, grow that industry, make people think strategically, make people think about things differently with respect to self-directed investing, with respect to wealth creation, with the products you use, with product indifference, and I'll get into all that in a second. And that was kind of the goal of initially what we thought was the goal of Thinkorswim. Which was great. And we built an amazing platform, and it was a public company. We were bought out by TD Ameritrade in around 2009. And in 2011, we left the whole team and went and started another company called Tastytrade. And Tastytrade was this financial network, which again was silly and fun. And we've been doing it for 9 years straight now, 8 hours a day, live content, all research-based. We're a think tank, and we deliver it for free. So nobody pays anything. The archives are free, the content's free, the support is free, the newsletters are free, our magazine is free. We just got voted Luckbox magazine. You can sign up for it if you'd like, luckboxmagazine.com, and you get a digital subscription for free. Just got voted the top new magazine in America this year. So you can have any of our content, and it's free. We make our money when you use our brokerage firm, and we've done a lot for brokerage customers. We have the only high-frequency platform for retail investors in the world, which means it's super fast and super stable. The middleware piece is all high-frequency technology. So it's a little bit unlike anything you've used before. If you're on any one of the other kind of traditional or legacy platforms, you'll notice quickly how much faster it is. We've changed the rate schedule. We're the first ones to offer 0 commissions for closing trades. We have 0 commissions for stock trades, and we only charge to open trades. So we're very fair, and we cap everything at max $10. So there's a real advantage to trading on Tastyworks, not to mention the technology. And then finally, of course, there's the content piece. We have almost 25 people that produce and deliver in-house content every single day. And we don't use any outside guests, any outside news or information, none of that stuff. It's all internally created, daily content, all research-based. and hopefully you'll check it out at tastytrade.com. We open at 7 in the morning Central Time till 3 in the afternoon. We loop it 3 times. And we also do shows on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning and Sunday at 4:55 at night for the opening. We also go to Australia at 5:25 and then to Singapore at 5:35 on Sunday evening to get a view of what's going on around the world. It is the most popular digital network and most watched digital financial network in the world. So with 100 and something thousand, 120, 140,000 people a day checking out Tastytrade and millions a month from 165, 169 countries. So we'd love you to check it out. Now, again, since my time is short and I'm excited about being able to give you some just a little insight into into our application. Our software application is called Tastyworks. We have web-based and we have mobile as well. But what I'm showing you today is our software application, which is our primary platform. It's about 85% of our users, and there's 100 and something thousand users use our software-based platform. We designed this as a simple platform with no bloat, lots of speed, and lots of stability. We were the only platform through the pandemic crisis, which had no throttling of quotes and zero downtime in that move. We were the only platform that basically didn't crash. And that's something to be said for the amazing technology. We're close to 17 or 18 years newer than any other platform out there. So it's like you get to use this new fast technology that is stable, and it's also design-wise really simple. And you're going to see that in a couple seconds. This platform is built with essentially three columns. That's how we decided to make our platform kind of look and feel. 3 columns. The left-hand column, where I have my cursor right now, where you can see it, that we call that the left-hand gutter. And that's just a series of watch lists. You can obviously create your own watch lists, and you can create as many of your own watch lists as you want, or you can use any of our watch lists that we call them preset watch lists. Like we have all these different default watch lists, as well as things like liquid ETFs, liquid symbols, high option volume, futures. We have the most on an hourly basis, what's most actively traded on our platform. We have 52-week highs and lows and fast movers and upcoming earnings. So we basically load the platform up with all these all these preset watch lists, or you can create your own watch list. In my world, I create my own watch list, which is, I start off with futures, and then I just work my way down to a series of, what I call actively traded stocks, or stocks that I like to watch and trade. I am personally product indifferent, which means, and I should, a key distinction or key differentiation about Tastytrade and Tastyworks is that the founders and the CEOs of this company, myself, Scott, Christy, Tony, and everybody else, not only, and all the on-air talent, not only do we talk about this stuff, but we actually use our own platform and trade really actively. Today I made, I think 87 trades, but an average day for me is somewhere between, 70 and 100 trades. So even though I've been doing this for a really long time, going on 4 decades, I'm still probably the only CEO in this industry that still trades, 75, 100 times a day. In addition to that, we all answer our own emails, and we all answer any customer questions, and we answer them all on the same day. And it's a really unique service. And I don't think that there's another I'd actually be surprised if you can name another CEO at an online brokerage firm in America right now, let alone have them answer your emails, let alone give out their email address. I'm Tom at Tastytrade. So you're more than welcome to ask anything you want. But here's the fun part. So since we trade, we can actually talk to you about not only how the software works, but about some of the strategies that we do and some of the things that we do, almost every day, that we talk about on air, that we research through our think tank, and that we build the software around. One of the neat things about Tastyworks is that we built this platform to scale and give context to our content, to the research that we do. So let's keep the rates low. Let's keep the software fast and slick and stable. And then let's build software that speaks to the content that we create so that ultimately, when you use this software, everything makes sense to you. So the left-hand gutter, that's where we store all the watch lists. And that's it. We just keep it, again, real simple. You can't mess up this platform because everything stays. Look, I'm showing you this on a 13-inch laptop. And as long as you have, choice of reasonable screen resolution on a 13-inch laptop, you fit the entire platform and never have to change a thing. So I'd show last, change, bid ask, and everything streams, and we stream direct. We stream direct, so there's zero throttling. Many of you are on platforms where you see the quotes like kind of blink all the time, and that means they're throttled because the pipes aren't big enough to support the live stream. We don't throttle anything. Everything comes right through, and it's all real-time quotes. You'll notice right away how much faster everything is, just quote-wise. Then you get a line at the top of the page, like you can type anything. I just typed in NVIDIA because the stock was up $10 today, and it has earnings coming up on May 21st. And like I said before, we're product indifferent. So for example, if you wanted to trade S&P E-minis, you just type in ES/ES, or you can just click on something like you want to trade NASDAQ, just click on the NASDAQ, and it all just pops in the line. If you want to trade Apple, just click on the Apple line, and Apple just pops in. And when I say pops in, it pops into the middle section of the software, and it pops in to the right-hand column of the software. So for example, if you click in Apple, the left-hand gutter, it pulls Apple up on the middle of the page. It pulls Apple quotes in for options. It pulls Apple order in down at the bottom. It pulls Apple positions in at the top of the page here. If you want an overview, it'll pull an Apple chart up here at the top. It'll pull an Apple chart here if you want to. So there's no other typing of symbols on no other windows that have to pop up or any of that stuff. Everything just jumps right in the middle of the page for you, and nothing moves around. That's the beauty of this platform. The designers, Woody Ma and the rest of our team, these are the same designers that built Thinkorswim 20 years ago. This is their new vision, almost 17 or 18 years later. So they designed that platform, and now this is what they've come up with, understanding the business more. It's just a lot slicker a platform. So we'll go to, we'll leave it right here on Apple just for a second, just so I'm giving you like a little sneak peek. And the neat thing about the platform is that, again, none of these columns change. So all of your choices of kind of things to look at, whether it's your position tab, your trade tab, your activity tab, a watch list, you can actually watch Tastytrade right from the platform if you want. This is repeating the shows that we did this morning. You can pull up a chart right from here if you want to. And we even have a follow tab on here, which allows you to see everything that we do. Not only are we transparent in the sense that we're out here talking to you, and as CEOs, as whatever it is, we talk to our customer. Everybody talks to the customer. Everybody has a relationship with our customers. Not only that, but we'll also show you every single trade we made. And like if you click on my name right down here, Tom, it'll show you every trade I made today. I don't hold anything back. Every single trade I made today. So you want to see all 70, 80 trades. I don't remember how many trades those total. They're all in here, right on the platform. Every single thing I did at the time I did it, and exactly what we did. Okay, we show everything along with probabilities, and you can sort by strategies and everything else. But taking you back to the trade page, because this is where I want to spend most of the time today, because it's such a short, I have such a short window here. And I promised to talk a little bit about earnings and things like that. I'm going to go back to NVIDIA because Apple already had earnings. So I'm going to take you back to NVIDIA, which was up $10 today. I'm going to show you a couple things we do that are a little bit different than anybody else. First of all, when I type in NVIDIA, and I know some of you are Tasty traders and some of you have Tastyworks accounts, so I'm sorry for the repetitiveness of this, but for us, it's important to bring on lots of new people, and there's a lot of people watching our show right now, almost double or triple than usual, just because of everybody's at home. And there's a lot of people that are moving to new brokerage firms. There's a lot of people that don't want to be with brokerage firms that are being taken over by large banks or larger brokerage firms, and they want to be with a small boutique broker that they have personal service with, and that's us, and they have a relationship with. So NVIDIA, and don't forget, we might be a small firm, but we've built technology now that routes almost 50% of all customer order flow that goes through all the pipes anywhere. So when you look at all the customer orders that are routed all over the country, 50% of all those orders were built or routed on technology that we built. So it's not our first rodeo. Anyway, so when I go to NVIDIA, the first thing that pops up is the IV rank. IV rank is how we measure implied volatility and how we measure implied volatility against itself over a 1-year period so we can see whether it's high or low. 41, where it is right now, is relatively high. When we look at volatility here on the right-hand side of the page, we can see what the implied volatility is. You can see it's 53 right now in June, and you can see in July it's 50, and you can see in the front month, it's May, it's 55. And if you open up, for example, June, just for a second, you can see what the expected move is in this case. It's $39 by June, which is, you know, I mean, there's 39 days to go, and the expected move is $39. If you want to know what the expected move is by May, because you can just take a look, and between today and the end of the week, so really there's 4 days left in this week, the expected move in there is $12, and that's from high to low. So the first thing the platform does is it tells you what the expected move is in there based on implied volatility. So it's a real number. It tells you the at the money implied volatility, and then it tells you the rank of that volatility before you even have to consider making a trade or doing anything in that regard. Then one of the things that we do is when we show you an option page like this, the first thing we do is we show you the line in the middle where the stock currently is, and then we show you 2 dotted lines, which basically tell you 1 standard deviation move, which means the stock will stay inside of those 2 dotted lines about 68% of the time. Then we'll show another set of dotted lines, and that second set of dotted lines here, and you can't see this one because I just made fewer strikes, but that's a 2 standard deviation move, meaning we'll stay inside of that about 95 or 96% of the time. So that gives you some context about kind of, you know, where the underlying is and where it's going to trade. Then let's just say, I'm going to show you some of the flexibility and some of the neat features of the platform. Then let's just say, you know what, NVIDIA's up. I'm going to take a quick look at a chart of NVIDIA because just in case you've never seen it before, I want to show you this stock is crazy. I mean, it's basically at brand new highs. It's up to brand new highs here. This stock has been just wild, and it trades a lot too. It traded 12 million shares today. It's a $320 stock trading 12 million shares. The definition of that is 4-star liquidity. And one of the things that we show on Tastyworks over here is we will show you a liquidity meter along with dividend dates, earnings dates, and everything else. And as you can see, going back to this trade page for a second, we do show you the earnings dates. And if this stock had a dividend, we would show you the dividend date. E means earnings, and here's the earnings date over here. So let's say, for example, and I'm sorry if I'm going fast because I know we only have limited time, and I don't take any questions when we're doing this, but I will answer all your questions all night long if you want. Tom@tastytrade.com. That's just Tom@tastytrade.com. You can also write to support@tastytrade.com, or you can write to support@tastyworks.com, and we'll answer any question you have and you get a response immediately. So, this line is the at the money. And let's say I was a little bit bearish in, just a little bit bearish in NVIDIA because of the huge run up that it's had. I am going to click on the bid here and just sell a call. Let me turn down my volume. I have like a million computers open. So let's just say I'm selling a call at the 335 strike. The stock's currently 322. Oh, you know what? This is May. Let me get rid of May for a second. I actually want to go to June because you'll see more. Okay, so in June right here, the stock is trading for 322. Let's say I want to go to the 350 calls, 25, 27, $28 out of the money. And that's just a naked call on the platform. Well, one of the neat things about this platform is it'll show right here your pop. That is probability of profit. That's probability of making 1 penny. Now, again, remember, there's no other windows popping up. There's no separate, you're not looking somewhere where you're not looking to see where a window is trying to fit something, you know, trying to fit kind of the square peg in the round hole type of thing. This is right here is just this position, this person's NVIDIA position. Down here would be all the NVIDIA fills for the day. So you see everything on one page right in front of you. An NVIDIA chart, NVIDIA positions, NVIDIA fills for the day, a watch list over here so you can see what the market's doing, and then your whole option montage over here. This is what we call a table mode. So here we show POP, probability of profit, probability of making 1 penny. Here we show the amount of extrinsic, because this is a 5 lot. So you can see how much extrinsic you're picking up. This is a number called P50. It's a Monte Carlo simulation to tell you what are the statistical chances of making or keeping 50% of max profit, or in this case, let's just call it $4.85, which is half of $9.70. Okay, and so what are your chances of making $4.85? It's about 90%. What is the pop on this trade? Because they're selling out of the money options, about 76%. And then it shows you your max profit. Obviously, the max loss is unlimited. And then it shows you what your buying power reduction is for the trade, which is about 17 or 18%. And it's not our number; it's computed by FINRA of the basically around 17 or 18% of the price of the stock. But here's the beauty of Tastyworks. So, okay, so you like this trade, but you're like, you know what? I don't want to put up 18% or 20, let's just say 20% of a $300 stock. So I don't want to put up $6,000 to trade a 1 lot. So I'm going to do a $10 wide short credit spread out of the money. Well, now the pop drops down to 72%. The P50 drops down to 81%. So at least you know what you're dealing with. But your capital required in this case, because you're collecting 263, just dropped down to $740, $737 to be exact. So your capital required just dropped from just under $6,000 to just under $750. And to a lot of people, that's really attractive. But the neat thing about this platform was I didn't type in any other numbers. I just clicked on the bid. Now, if I say, you know what, I want to collect a bigger credit than 263, then I just drag my short strike up 1 and my long strike up 1. And now I'm at 295. I just changed the strikes. Now you're like, didn't you have to type anything in? No, I didn't have to type anything in. I just dragged the strikes. And if I want to drag the strikes one more time to 340 and 350, I just drag the strikes again. Then I'm collecting a 350 credit. And maybe that's a more interesting credit, a little over 1/3 the width of the strikes. So you can adjust the credits and you can adjust the width of the strikes. You can go $15 wide, you can go $5 wide, just depending how much money you want to put up, or more money or less money. Then the crazy neat thing is, let's just say I said, you know what, I like this, but this is a short position and I'm actually bullish in NVIDIA. So I'm going to sell an out of the money put against this, the 290 puts. You just click on the bid of the 290 puts. Now you've created a Jade Lizard. And this is a trade where you're short a put and short a call spread. That's a classic Jade Lizard. We actually came up with the name, when we say we, Liz and Jenny, two of our hosts on our network came up with the name Jade Lizard, which is a skew trade where you take a short put and combine it with a short call spread, and then then it's a bullish play. So I went from, I'll just show you again, I went from a bearish play, short call, to a bearish play, short call spread, to a bullish play by adding a short put. And now I'm going to add a long put and turn this into a neutral play, which is a short iron condor. Crazy, right? And again, I didn't type in anything. I didn't have to change any quantities. This platform doesn't know the difference, doesn't know any recognized spreads intentionally. So it doesn't care if you want to sell 2 put spreads and 1 call spread, go ahead. If you want to sell 2 call spreads and 1 put spread, go ahead. If you want to skew a different, like if you wanted 5-point wide put strikes and 10-point wide call strikes, go ahead. If you want a delta neutral iron condor, go ahead. If you want to move the strikes closer so you collect a bigger credit, go ahead. If you want to move the strikes further apart so you collect a little bit less of a credit, go ahead. You can see here with this iron condor, $10 wide, the statistical chance of success right around 50-50. And we're collecting just right around half the width of the strikes. Risk 1 to make 1. That's it. 50-50 probability of profit. And you can adjust accordingly, and you can skew based on your, you don't have to do something delta neutral. You can skew based on something that you feel is, your directional assumption. The neat thing here too is you can see your P50, which is probability of making 50% of this number, which is 57%. And all of a sudden, you're looking at your product indifferent. You can do this for stocks. You can do this for indexes. You can do this for ETFs. You can do this for futures and futures options, of course, all of the above. It's crazy. And all from the same exact interface, all from the same look and feel. And you can trade any underlying this way. And then we even take it one step further, because some people look at this table mode, my kids included, who go, yeah, it's okay, Dad, but and that's cool for you guys because you're used to this, but I'm more visual. So show it to me in a curve mode. And again, we're the only platform that does this, and we will show you that same position. This is the iron condor inside of kind of an asymmetrical inside of a distribution curve. Let's keep it simple. And so inside of a distribution curve, and you can see right here, I'm living inside of that one standard deviation distribution curve, because here's the one standard deviation line, and here's the one standard deviation line, and here's my long options, and here's my short options, and wherever it's green, I make money, and wherever it's red, I lose money. And so you can see it in a visual sense, and you can decide, hey, you know what? Yeah, this is a strategy that makes sense to me. Or if you're a little bit more bearish, you can just drag the call side in a little bit, and the next thing you know, okay, I have a little bit of a skewed iron condor, but I'm collecting $1 more than I was collecting when it was a delta neutral iron condor. And then you can make an earnings play based on your directional assumption. Hey, you know what? NVIDIA has been up every single day for the last, God knows, almost 3 weeks, and it's had almost 120-point rally off its low. I think it's fully priced here. I'm going to skew this iron condor and give myself a bigger credit and a little bit of short delta. Boom, there you go. And if you go, hey, you know what? I'm just going to take this back and I'm going to see it from the table mode. That's fine. Or you can go, there's even an analysis tab in here, which I don't have enough time to get into, but you can click on analysis tab and you can mess around with the volatilities. You can mess around with the dates. You can mess around with the prices, and you can see all the different things that happen, and you can create your own risk curve if you want to. And there's also an active trader mode in here if you're trading futures or something like that. So there's so much stuff on this platform that will, there's so much stuff on the platform and it's all, again, built into this one single middle tab. And you'll look at this and you'll go, I can't believe you just did all that on one tab in the middle of the platform. And you know what happens because of that? You can trade small, because there's no ticket charge or anything like that. You can trade small, you can trade often, you can manage as many positions as you want. It's super simple on this platform. To roll a position, you just right click on an option and you can roll any position you want, just clicking on quick roll. You can do the same thing with futures. You can essentially set your platform up so that you can roll a certain price, you can roll a certain day, and you can look at everything completely differently than you've looked at it before. Now, I gave you the 27-minute version of one of the most complex and amazing pieces of technology ever built for retail investors. Is Tastyworks, how does Tastyworks impact the retail investor and your opportunity to make money? I mean, does the fact that we're much faster than a platform really make a difference? And the answer is no, not really. It's the blink of an eye. It's not the game changer between creating a ton of wealth and not creating wealth, not at all. Does the content help? Of course it does, but it's the combination of the whole package. It's our ability to support, it's kind of a weird thing to hear a financial firm, especially in this era of, bad big banks and bad big financial companies and bad big brokerage firms, that don't really take care of the customer. It's a little bit weird to hear a firm like us where we're a boutique firm. We basically take care of every customer. We provide the best technology in the world, combined with the lowest rates and the best content. And we always fight an uphill battle. We're always battling against firms that spend hundreds of millions of dollars in marketing. But we've changed the industry technology-wise. We've changed the industry content-wise. We've changed the industry rate-wise. And we would love to have, you. And believe me, we've been doing the Money Show events, just so you know, for almost, I would say, since 2001. So we have been a loyal, longtime supporter of the Money Show events. We're there live when they are live, and we're shaking hands, we're talking, we're answering questions, and it's a really special firm. So again, my email is tom@tastytrade.com. That's it. And you have Scott on, you have Chris, you have Ryan, you have an amazing team of support people, and you can email support@tastytrade.com or support@tastyworks.com. You can check out Luckbox magazine if you want, which again, you can have the digital subscription for free. And if you sign up on the Tastyworks site, you can get all of our newsletters and all of our research reports, and they are all free. And then I'll last mention, in about 2 weeks, we are launching our own futures exchange. It's called the Small Exchange. And it's the first new futures exchange in America in probably 3 decades. It has products that are all customer sized. They're like ETF sized products, and they're very different from existing futures products. The fees are a lot lower. The product size is much smaller, and we're geared towards individual investors. And if you want to trade the Small Exchange, one of the only places you can do it, there'll be other firms that do support it. But if you want to make sure that you're supported on day one, come on over to Tastyworks and we will support it on day one. Thank you so much for spending a half hour with me. Thank you so much for the continued support of Tastytrade and Tastyworks and watching our network and using our technology. And have a great week. Stay safe. Have a great week.